In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the most cozy Metroidvania game that no one plays. Other games like Hollow Knight tend to get more regular promotion. It is far more popular than this game, and it's just down to a preference. As you can see, this game looks pretty good. You might have heard the controversy around this game when it first was shown off, that it didn't quite look right. They've definitely improved it since, and they've added a bunch of free content to this game, and is one of the most chill games to play. This does have a leveling system in it, which some of them accidentally cast a spell. If you look, HP, MP, your typical RPG type stats that some of the other Metroidvania games may not necessarily use. They might perform or prefer a different form of progression that some people might actually prefer. But if you're more in the RPG side of things, or you just want a cozy Metroidvania game that's not going to be too hard, especially if you play it on normal, then this is honestly a really chill game. That was just telling me that if I break those candles and I'm out of mana, or I'm not at max mana, I will get mana back. Otherwise, you get coins.
This device responds to magic. Maybe I just need to hold my hand up to it.
And that's basically doing that. So you have little interesting mechanics like this. The sequel for this game has been announced. I can't remember exactly what the name is, but wow, that's a lot of vibration. Made it a little bit hard to see there. And the best part about this game, one of the things that I find, like if you really are a big fan of grinding, you can get shards. That is how you get abilities in this game, or one of the main forms of ways to get abilities. Like that one. There we go. As you can see, that was one of the abilities that we got from that. And one of the problems that people do have with the ability gains in here is more from you over level. And there is a solution for that if you want a little bit more challenging of an experience. And that is to play on Nightmare mode, which you can enter a password to do that for. So, for example, if you wanted to. Also, this game has it where these little bookcases will teach you stuff. So, okay, I'm pressing up. There we go. My D-pad's a little messed up, so that one's just teaching you some of the different things. But they usually have techniques in those bookcases. There we go. We're just gonna put the save right. You know what? I'll put it down one below. So yeah, you have. I didn't realize you could do that with the D-pad. Apparently, usually you had to do. Or maybe it was always that way, and I just am not remembering correctly. But yeah, gotta stay away from that. What I'm trying to do here is actually try and get that ability. And it is actually pretty relaxing in order to just farm the ability. So playing on a harder difficulty or playing on Nightmare mode, because Nightmare mode, I don't think I really explained that one. It removes the ability to level up. Honestly, I think that should have been a separate default toggle that you could just apply it whenever, because that would be a really good way. Because one of the benefits to actually grinding is to get your abilities more powerful. So let's if we go to shards here, you can see it says rank 1, grade 2. You get this ability as a guaranteed from the tutorial or the intro part of the game. But rank 1 would be upgrades using resources or material to make it better. The grade is how many extra copies of that ability you end up farming. So for example, if I were to grind, I believe it maxes at 9, so 7 more of those, the grade would go up to 9 and would be more useful. Obviously, maybe there's some exceptions depending on the ability that you actually gained. Okay, we got to level up here. I think... I'm not sure if this is true. I think it might be. If you play on, like, Nightmare, I think you do get a higher percent. Because I think there was something along that lines of, like, extra luck. Oh, that's another thing about this game. You know how luck in game is usually worthless? Luck in this game actually matters. The higher that luck, you get guaranteed drops a lot more frequently. And the rate of, like, something dropping actually goes up. So, for example, if I had a higher luck, I would get more drops. See, I didn't get any drops from that. But if I had, like, the max luck that you can get in the game, which I think is around 99 or maybe even over 100, you would have a better chance. Actually, I don't know why I'm going back to do that. I only need to do that every so often. So, and I think that also applies to shards. So, the shards, what I'm trying to get from him right now is a shard. Because if I get a shard, it is one of the more useful early game shards right here. And this is what some of the earlier grinding can look like. Right now I'm playing on normal. And one of the differences, which there are actually good differences besides just more health, more damage. The enemies that appear later on in the game on higher difficulty levels that you can pick by typing Nightmare as your name when you create your account. See where it says Nsanity Games? If you were to type in Nightmare on that, it would enter a password so you can play on hard or Nightmare. Which, for those who want to play on harder difficulty, they can do so. This game, even on the harder difficulty for me, at least, was pretty casual as well. There we go. Another level up. I'm not 100% sure what the drop rate on this is. Actually, let me check. As you can see, here's the one that I got. An actual drop from. It has that little shard right next to the number, the red shard. And here, I don't have that shard because I didn't earn it. Does it say what the drop rate? So the drop rate for the item Sea Urchin is 8% and bronze is 12%. And there's 2 items and a shard that I have not got the drop for, so I don't know the exact percentage. So it's just like little drops like that that just make this a lot of fun. And one of the best parts about this game, in my opinion, is the food system. The food system in a lot of games just sucks. Like, they just say, okay, yeah, we have all these food to choose from, but we're just gonna pick pizza or whatever the default is and stick to that. And that's the only thing we'll ever make. You won't even make like 95% of the other different types of food because there's no incentive. In this game, it actually does have an incentive, and that is... Oh, I got hit there. The incentive is you get permanent buffs for using an item at least once. So, like, or eating a certain food at least once. Very, very nice. Like, some will provide health regeneration, some will provide magic regeneration, like your MP. Others will provide, you know, boost in luck, or one of the other statistics like int or strength. Oh, we got a shard. There we go. We got the head flail. This is what I was looking for. And we got a bronze. So let's take a look at the shard. This is the one I wanted. So the rank increases coverage. And the grade, I'm assuming damage. So let's do that real quick. As you can see, that's what that does. So it looks like a normal weapon attack, but it actually just is, you know, the ability. So we're going to save. Also, every time you go save, your health and MP are restored to full. So that's how you heal in this game. Actually, I think I got some other equipment. Oh, there we go. So tunic and half genie. Oh, I wonder if this is part of the DLC or something. Which one is better? So 7 defense, not. Ah, okay. That explains it. Which one? This one. This one provides luck of 6. So any luck increasing items you're going to want to use earlier on. I guess we can put more than one on because it's an accessory. That was not there on my last playthrough. See, that one only required 1 hit to get rid of that. And that was doing what, 51 damage, I think? Yeah, 51 damage. I want to see if I can get another one to do a test to see what the grade is. Or if the grade increases the damage or if it's only the rank. I think the... One of them said the coverage, so I think it... Oh, there's another level. So that one's 51. I hope... Actually, no, it doesn't matter if I get... Because I would get one actual use out of it before a potential... Actually, I don't even need to save. I can just press up. That's another thing. You don't need to save to get the full health. You just need to go press up. So you can just back out of it right away. There we go. I didn't see the damage. I think it was 56. Let's see. 64. So that might have... If I read that correctly... From the first one, I wasn't really paying attention. 50. Okay, was that a crit? Because otherwise... Dang it. Get up. There we go. What is the actual benefit to the grade? It says rank increases coverage, but what does grade do? I'm pretty sure it's damage. There is a benefit to actually getting your grade for your stuff up. Also, you can sell the excessive shards that you get later on, which is very nice. And if you're wondering if I'm in a rush right now, I'm not really in a rush. This is more for your sake. When it comes to trying to get this out. I could stay on that for like an hour, grinding, and I wouldn't have any problem. Because it's very... casual. It's a lot of fun. Although I probably would play on Nightmare if I was going to grind like this, because even on Nightmare, I remember not having that too many problems, because yes, you don't level, but you get like those permanent buffs from food, which can actually help you out quite a bit. There we go. That's what I wanted to see. $70. Okay, so yeah, it is an increase in damage. It just wasn't as noticeable. If you're playing on like Nightmare where you don't level up, grinding this would be a smart choice. And maybe grinding another one, because I think there's some other minions that will appear in the ship that won't appear on normal difficulty. Because like that's the thing about the difficulty in this game. I really like the way they did the difficulty in this. I believe there's like these floating heads. Or floating, not heads, helmets, I think. And that is not usually seen in this game until later on. Like, I think one of the towers. So, that is beneficial. If you're getting some of these higher tier enemies earlier on. Because then you can farm their shards earlier on. Which could make some of the later parts of the game more easier. So there is trade-off in that department of weighing the pros and cons of that. So, what's over here? I think that's where I gotta go. So I need to actually go back up here. I'm pretty sure. I want to double check. Yep, there we go. So that was just a potion. Also, attacking the walls, if you did not know, can obviously be a good idea. You can also look at the map to get a general idea if you will be likely to find something. Like if I go down here. Okay. There we go. Get rid of that. There. We got a new, or a hidden area there. That one I remember. And we got an MP max up. So that's another way to boost your stats. There's HP and MP max ups throughout the whole game. So that's one way to increase your max HP, other than the food, of course. So there's a ton of different ways to actually increase your stats. There we go. what do we got up here? Okay. I'm gonna go save that so I don't have to redo that. You know, because the boss in here, the first boss, can be challenging. I'm not sure how hard it was on normal, but I believe on hard and above, it can be a bit challenging. Especially if you don't grind. Like, I would have probably, just because I like it, would have put it on Nightmare, grind until I have all the shards of value for me here. Okay, so we got this one, which I think might have been a guaranteed one. Yeah, it was. And so I can activate that. Let's go. Popular and powerful Sequin land match. I wonder if that's from a crossover. I think that might be. Is it? Yep, there we go. Now I blew that up right there. And just for... Okay, that actually does look like it could be powerful. I'm not sure how good it is. Like I said, when I did my 100%, like, by the way, I got all the Steam achievements prior to the DLC that removed, or added some, I should say, some Steam achievements, which then made it so I didn't earn it. But you get what I'm trying to say here. I ended up playing about 66 hours. And it was a very enjoyable getting all achievements. It didn't feel forced. It was just casual grind. I believe on normal difficulty. Or maybe I did it on hard. I can't remember. And it was a lot of fun. So. We go over here. Nope. Honestly, just playing this right now, after I'm done, I might just play this for like the rest of the night until I go to bed. I'm doing this later at night. This is a lot of fun. I've been meaning to go back and play through this game again. And now I might actually do that. There we go. See, very nice to have that. There we go. We didn't even need that. I was expecting to have to go. There we go. Oh wait, I missed that chest down there. That's another thing. The chest will, some of these chests will respawn, by the way. Okay, so that tells you where it is. Also, if you do play this game, you can accidentally, very easily add like little icons to the map, and you might think it's something that they're telling you to do. Make sure it ain't, because you could end up wasting time. I did watch someone's playthrough of it. I believe it was Man vs. Game. Do that where he thought he was going somewhere new, and then he was just actually going to where a random marker on the map that he ended up placing unknowingly, which was funny from my perspective, but probably pretty annoying from his. Ooh, let's see if this gives us a technique. See, flashing air kick, down, right, and then yeah, down, right, and right plus X. And you have to, if you want to master the technique, the Kung Fu shoes and Dragon shoes is needed. After that, you can wear pretty much any shoe, and it'll do the same thing. Heck, you might even be able to do it without shoes. I'm not 100% sure. It's been a while since I've messed with that, but that's another thing you can mess with. What was it? See? Let's see if I can do it again. Okay, you know what? Oh, wait. I can't do it. I'm going to need to get a new controller. Cause I'm not either the new controller or the new Bluetooth. Because I've been experiencing some problems with my controller, and I can't tell. Oh, wait, maybe I should try the D-pad. No. Yeah, I'm going to have to probably look into that. I used to be able to do that pretty consistently. You can do that like 3 times in a row, I think, which can be enough to get to an area in the game where you're not supposed to. So there's little cheeses like that you can do in some parts of the game. I'm not sure if they've patched it or not since I last played, but last time I did a full playthrough and complete the game, that was not the case. What was that? A tattered scarf? Remember right here, right? So a little bit extra mind, or MND. Ooh. That's extra luck. That is definitely worth it. That is, especially early on, that extra luck boost will be so beneficial to you. Like, people might think I'm joking here. I am not. Luck is one of the more busted parts of this game. In a good way. Because I am so sick of games where luck is nothing. It's like, oh, the luckier you are, the better drops and things you can get. And it's like, no, when they do the math, it does not actually mean that. I mean, maybe very small, like a boost. Maybe it's like, oh, 0.1%. This is like, you get a high enough luck, you're like doubling or tripling the amount of drops you get. Like I remember when I was grinding something for one of the foods I think I needed to make, I would go there, go into the room, defeat the enemy, look at its drops, and it would drop like 2 or 3 different items at a time consistently because I had a high enough luck. It's like, this is just one of my favorite games of all time for how cozy it is. And usually when I see people talk about it, it's usually it isn't as bad now, but for a while there was this whole Hollow Knight versus Bloodstained Ritual tonight, and a lot of people were just saying Hollow Knight's a better Metroidvania, and then you'd have the people who big fans of this game, Bloodstained Ritual tonight, coming out of the woodworks, and they would be shitting on each other's games. Like, no, the games are for 2 different audiences. I looked at the gameplay. I haven't got around to playing Hollow Knight yet, but I can tell it looks like a really good game. But the difference is, this is more focused on the RPG, leveling, grinding side of things, where Hollow Knight does not look like that's the case. It's 2 different styles of game. If you prefer the Hollow Knight experiences, you might not prefer the Bloodstained Ritual Tonight experiences, and that is something you should keep in mind. You got to go in there with 2 different mindsets, or you might end up not enjoying a game that you otherwise might have. If you're going in thinking, oh, I want to play a game that's as good as Hollow Knight, play this game and then get disappointed when it's not, because you're expecting a better Hollow Knight or a game as good as Hollow Knight or something like Hollow Knight, because it has that Metroidvania tag, which, you know, oh, that's very good. Does this work? Oh, that does work. So I didn't need that other item. That is actually very good. Now, we're back here, so I can come over here and save. So I think we're almost up to the boss fight, and that's probably where I will leave it, just to show you the boss fight. But yeah, this is a lot of fun, and like, there's just so many different aspects of this game that I just really, really like. Why does it look like I got like this weird green and red and blue and purple or something over there? Is that some kind of like, I don't know. Maybe it's just a UI thing, or maybe it's something with the, because you had a lot of free crossovers, and like with, I think one of them was this like Kingdom indie game. Another one I think was with Shantae. That game, it's like a, I haven't played it, but it looks like some kind of Metroidvania game maybe. Okay. I kind of walked into that one there. Should have just ran over there and got rid of that one. Because I really want to be over here. That's what I thought. What are you? 500 G's. What's up here? Can I make it? Nope, I need that. I need to do the special boots thing if I want to get up there consistently. That right there is a boss door. And I believe down here there might be a save room, or a way to get to a save room. What do we got? More gold. If this is a save room, that would be a little odd. Okay, so this is one of the few save rooms that doesn't have a bookshelf in front of it. Normally you have a bookshelf right around here somewhere, but you do not. Here's the boss fight.
So, Sleeping Beauty, you've decided to awaken.
By the way, this is the first boss fight. This guy looks like an end game boss fight, or towards the end. It's kind of like a similar to, for those who've played Castlevania Symphony.
Jeeble, tell me you didn't do this. It doesn't make any...
How does it not? After all this,
Accidentally hit the button there.
Johannes told me what they did to you. And you're right, it's horrible. But what you're doing now is just as bad.
No. No, there you are very wrong. What the alchemists did was reshuffle our bodies. What I intend to do is reshuffle the world. I'd say I've earned the right. Join me, Miriam. You're the only one who understands the pain I feel. What it's like to no longer be human.
What? I never thought I'd hear those words from you. I was the one that came to you broken, convinced I was a monster. And you told me...
This is nonsense.
You told me our power doesn't make us good or bad. Our choices do. I'd given up on my humanity, but you restored my hope. Don't you remember?
Master Jeeble, we must return.
Yes. Miriam, I tire of reminiscing with you. You're here to kill me, aren't you? Then first prove you can find me. Along the way, you'll have no choice but to absorb shards and avail yourself of the powers of hell. If you can still claim to be human at the end of it all, then perhaps I might be more inclined to listen. Come, Gregory, we're leaving.
So, that's a little bit what the dialogue is going to be. It's not too frequent. It's mostly gameplay. It's one of the other reasons why I really like this game. And you can skip it. There's so many games out there that you can't skip the cutscenes because they want you to watch and experience it every time you fail. And I was too busy ranting there to actually dodge that. Okay, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to. Actually, I forgot to switch to my sword. Oh crap. This phase. I jumped. Oh, I'm surprised I didn't get hit there. I jumped a little too early. This is normal. Oh, I'm see, even on normal, this can be a little challenging if you rush it too quickly. There we go. If you want to have an easier time, just grind that one shard I was grinding earlier. And you would have a more relaxing time to do it. But still, that boss fight was pretty fun. Probably one of the more challenging boss fights in the game if you rush in too early, especially on harder
I
difficulties.
saw it. Just a flicker. That was the Jeeble I know.
Bloodstained.
That looks pretty cool. By the way, that was, I think, Solid Snake, I think is his name. The voice actor, obviously. Not the... You know what I'm saying.
Is this a village?
They've moved faster than we hoped. Miriam, we have to hurry.
All right. But wait. Let me clear the area. There are still demons about.
So yeah, that's just a little... like, you know, short look into why this game is a lot of fun, why it's a lot of why it's as cozy as it is. If you're looking for a pretty cozy Metroidvania game, one of the most, in my opinion, like I said, I put like 66 hours to get all achievements, and that's before they added some free content to the game. What was the maps? There we go. So yeah, you're not able to see the map fully or the layout. So this is just a very small, this is only one section of the game. This is called the Galleon Minerva, which is that whole ship area that I was just in. There's quite a few different areas like this, and a decent amount of them are actually take up much more space in this. So really fun, one of my favorite games of all time. Doesn't get enough love in my opinion, and that's pretty much it. Let me know if you have any cozy Metroidvanias that you're a big fan of, and you know, put them in the comment section below, because I'm always on the lookout for some good cozy Metroidvania games. For me specifically, I look for ones that have a leveling system or something to grind in. That's a lot of fun, and there's a lot to grind in here. To recap shortly, if you skip to the end, food, each time you make one of them, permanent buff. Shards increases your damage and you get unique abilities, and pretty much every enemy I think in this game has one. I'm not sure if there's an enemy that doesn't, that you can grind regularly. So that's 2. There's a bunch of different weapons and stuff that are actually different, unique, that you might just play with that for the rest of the game, or as long as you can, because of how fun it is to use. So yeah, there's just a whole bunch of different stuff in here that can be a lot of fun. You know, so you have like 5 different shard types. Passive. This one actually summons like a pet or a summon that will follow you around, which is pretty cool. So yeah, you have a whole bunch of different stuff in there. Like, look, I barely put any time in here. This is the one we got from the boss, the Thrashing Tentacle. And then you have the Flame Cannon, the Half Genie Fireball. So you got like 5 different shards right there, and there's a crap ton. Because if you look at the archives, look at that. I have a shard bonus of 3%, it looks like. Or no, shards bound. Okay, I don't know why I read that as bonuses for a sec. But look at that. There's 127 bosses, or not 127, 127 enemies at least. And these are probably all bosses, because this is the one we just fought. So, yeah. That's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.